Hello everyone! So today, for Spooky Months, we're playing a more obscure game. We are playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now this is based on the Pathfinder role-playing system. And it's not one of those games where it's not a horror game at all, it's a fantasy adventure game, but it has spooky tones to it, so I thought we'd go with it. I haven't played too much of it in the past. I've played a bit of it, but I haven't really done a lot with it, so I'm virtually new to the game. Normal difficulty. Let's make a character. They give us some example characters to choose from, but why do that when we can just make one from scratch? Okay, let's pick their portrait. The portrait has no bearing on them. If we wanted to, we could pick, like, this portrait and then make them, like, a gnome. I'm not going to, but we could. What kind of character do I want to play? Who gives off good vibes? I want to find a character who I think gives off a good vibe and then make them my character, base it around them. You look pretty cool. Let's make an archer. So, male elf. That works. Yeah, I'll make him a gnome. I see no problem with this for no. Male elf. Face, I can make him blue. I don't know why I want a blue elf, but I could have a blue elf if I wanted to. But I won't. Let's give him like that skin tone. That's a decent face. Hairstyle. I kinda like that actually. Make it a bit darker. Yeah. And body type. Let's go with this one. It's a nice middle class. Well, I could make him a ranger. And make him a ranger, yeah. And I'm going to focus on making him the best archer possible. So assigning ability score points, we are going to want as high a dexterity as possible. And get it up to 20. Constitution up to 10. Just so we're not dying, because by default elves get a -2 to Constitution. Let's get some more wisdom. So that's our starting layout. Strength 11, Dexterity 20, Constitution 10, Intelligence 12, Wisdom 14, Charisma 10. For skills, we can pick 5. Let's go with Athletics, Mobility, Stealth, Nature, and Perception. There we go. We pick out his feet, we get a point blank shot makes us a better archer up close. Weapon focus would make us a better archer in general. There are a few others, but let's go with point blank shot. Favorite enemy? Magical beasts. You can hunt magic creatures. That sounds cool. Okay. Spell, if you don't get any spells. Character. For his alignment, I'm thinking chaotic good. We'll play like a Robin Hood type. His voice, Well, a male voice.
We do it my way.
Forwards!
Defeat is not an option.
Forwards!
My skills exceed yours. A solid plan.
That one could work.
All this waiting.
We will be victorious.
The path is clear. Enemy near.
Reserved, so. Birthday, the 14th of Quasona. Because that's my birthday. And his name can be Aeon. Because that's just my name, but spelled differently. Sir.
Let us bide our time.
So this is our character. Alright, let's complete. Just loading.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Cool. I guess I am one of those heroes. Where am I? I don't see myself.
Where are they? This is taking forever! They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush!
Well,
Quiet!
they seem like a friendly bunch.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori.
Sword
and
Lord?
This is Lord Mayor Yosef
Did they just
Selenius of
pronounce it
Restov.
Sword Lord?
Welcome
I
to
know
my
that's not the
mansion.
takeaway, but I swear they said Sword Lord.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border,
I don't want to
lies a
talk
region
over the
known as the
dialogue.
Stolen Lands.
Once we get started,
This
I'll
is disputed
begin
territory,
talking, but I'll
and
let
while
them
it's
do the
long been
dialogue.
claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Yeah, there's a lot of us and one title.
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Alright, I think I get it.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you
Thank you.
again,
Oh,
with
okay.
all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
Are we done? Can I do stuff now? How do I move?
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
Yes, let's go do that.
Have no doubt. Kind of related, I wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book
Hey,
about.
I'm just an elf with a bow. I'm nothing special.
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the
Please
trouble
do.
with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or God's
Huh?
forbid, Tartuccio?
She seems pretty
No
cool, actually.
way.
She's so cool.
Deal.
So,
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
I'll go ahead.
can I move? Okay. Right click to move. I have charge, coup de grace, fighting defensively, and acrobatics. Okay. Can I use acrobatics to just flip over
Path
there?
is clear.
I can't. Okay. Where do I go? I don't know where I'm meant to be going. I'm confused. Okay, yeah, camera. I know how to use the camera. Where do I go? The sword people, or the sword people, I guess, came over here. I guess I can just go talk to people. Let's go talk to that Scythe lady. Scythe's so cool. Okay, you're just... So the gnome is continuing to be a dick. The general adventurers are just talking about treasure. Here's an exit. Do I go over here? The only thing I can see. Is this where I go? I don't know. Oh, okay, I guess it was.
Help! Help!
Oh, hello. What?
The mansion's under attack.
Didn't I just leave the mansion? Okay, I guess leaving the mansion just cut it to morning.
Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or...
Okay, I'm calling it now. The sword people betrayed us because, first of all, they totally did, and second of all, no one
Enemy
pronounces
near.
swords that way. Okay, so the game automatically pauses whenever stuff goes down. So how do I just
A
shoot
solid
at
plan.
him? Get bow.
Forwards! Aim carefully. Attack!
Okay. Yeah, shoot him. Oh, okay,
Succeed,
that...
yours.
You certainly sought him. Collect that treasure. I was gonna say, maybe I shouldn't shoot him in melee, but I have point-blank
path is
shot. Why wouldn't I shoot him in melee? Come on, my bud. Don't look in that room. There is an exploded body. Is that the gnome guy? I think that's the gnome guy. The dick.
Watch each other.
Okay, get
A
your bow,
solid
shoot
plan.
him. Oh, he missed. Come on, blow him up.
Forwards!
Shoot him again, do the same thing.
Aim
Shoot
carefully.
him.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory. Lady
Thanks,
Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet
Totusio.
hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Why do I have a feeling he's lying?
We should prepare.
I don't trust the gnome. I don't trust the sword people either, but I don't trust the gnome as well. Okay, I have the ring. Bonus to armor class, I'll take that. I have a chain shirt, that's better than my leather, so put that on. There we go. Oh, we have a party. So let's see, I'm a ranger. You're a bird, and what are you? You're a sorcerer. Okay. I also can't help but notice you're chaotic evil. I definitely don't trust you. What's the gnome? The gnome's chaotic good. You're evil. You are literally chaotic evil. That's not good. Okay, I guess the three of us... Well, this way?
I'm trusting you here.
The road awaits.
Wait, I'm only moving the gnome. Select everyone. There we go. Now everyone can move as one. What's in here? Nothing. Coins. A book.
Let us bide our time.
Oh, there's a door. I missed the door somehow. This way. Are there enemies? Yes, there are. Okay.
I shall not fail.
Well, you know what? You can just shoot
I wrote
them.
it like I saw it.
You're right there, so you can inspire courage, and you in the
Time's
back,
wasting.
Ray of Frost him.
They dare to attack me?
Okay, that worked. I'm guessing when we killed that first guy, it was like a critical hit or something, because the first guy we killed just like
That's not the way it
detonated.
works.
Everyone else is just dying, but the first guy like exploded, so... Also, the reason to keep pause is every time something happens in development and combat, it'll pause. But I'm just gonna have to keep doing the same thing. Why did you just acid splash the dead body? Why did you
Leave this
cast
one to
acid
me.
splash on the corpse?
A solid plan.
Serves you right.
Get in there, why are you all just standing there? Get in the room. There we go, there we go. That's better. keep going. Who's that? Is that barbarian?
It's the end for you rats!
Yeah, I think that's the barbarian. I don't know what it is. I think it's the glowing red aura and giant sword and yelling. Just a hunch, but I think that's the barbarian.
Forwards!
Hello.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down. Blood for Gorum!
Who's going? God of Battle, okay.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Goddess of Lust, okay. There's an evil deity to pray to. I don't know. Just saying. I guess we'll follow the barbarian. Ah, soldiers, okay. What? Oh no, that's a big thing. It just killed one of the bandits. I'm assuming that was a cone of cold. Given it was, you know, a cone, and it turned them all to ice. I think it's a safe assumption that that was a cone of cold. You know, only me, an expert on this topic, would know that. No one else would be able to figure out it was a cone of cold. I can still loot them oddly enough, even though they are literal piles of ice. Okay, to the door that way. Do we have that skill? How do I use the skill? I don't know how. Well, my elf is dexterity, so we can jump over there. There's an assassin, 2 of them.
Aim carefully.
Everyone just suit him. No fancy spells, just suit him. There we go. Oh, there we go, nice clean takeouts. Who needs spells when you all just have crossbows? That's my motto. Apparently. We are not looting this place. We are guests. We are trying to save them, not rob them blind.
Applause, please.
We'll take the key, but that's all we're taking. Where is it? It'd be stolen.
What have we here? This
No.
chest is...
What? No.
Okay, if
Said
you
we were
want
stealing
it,
we'll just take the gold for safety so the assassin... How would she know it was us and not the assassin?
Don't drag me in.
no, if you want to do it, we're not going to do it, because I hate you. Let's go back to that other door, because I'm assuming the key we just found is for this door?
Just letting the ink dry.
Oh, familiar faces.
It's
hope
the
you're
toad,
not
it's the
so frightened
Shice Girl.
just to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jaethal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were
you
a
going
few...
to join
And
us?
just how did they all end up dead while...
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What do you mean, undead?
As I said, further explanations will wait until later.
Okay, let's go. She's in the party!
I see
Shice
something.
Girl is in the party! To the trap, disarm it. Go!
Anything else?
Disarmed it, yay, okay.
Would you look at that?
Disarm that as well. Am I really going to stop to tell them to manually disarm
Applause,
every
please.
trap? Come on.
I see something.
Yes, go to that one as well. Let's get the party. Assemble.
Applause, please.
I'll go ahead.
Oh, that scrolls. What kind of scrolls did we get? Bless and seal the face. Okay. Nothing too good. More sugs. So you've noticed us. Everyone get him!
Any last wishes?
Oh, they just critical hitted the gnome.
This is where I step in.
Forwards!
Try not to bleed on my coat.
The gnome is almost
Miserable.
dead.
Last
They have
chapter.
1 out of 11 health. Let's do, what are you?
Ask.
You are an Inquisitor. Oh, and you're also neutral evil. Great. Great. What happens if I take off your armor? Okay. They do still wear clothes underneath. That's probably a good thing. But just you know,
Path is
checking.
clear.
Open the door. There's nothing in here. Okay, go open the other door.
Let's head out.
Okay, is this the exit? This must be the exit. It's the only other thing I can think of. It's the only other door here. Pause. Are there enemies? There's one. Get him.
Be careful, everyone.
Now get him.
Aim carefully.
Okay, now get him. Did you just throw a fireball at him?
Ah! Everything is so much fun with a little fire.
Oh, you're an enemy. Okay.
What a night, huh? I thought I was all alone. It's good you're here. A bit boring, chasing fool assassins without anyone watching the show.
So canonically speaking, tieflings are just dogs. They wag their
It's
tails
not
when they're
fun
happy.
at all. Many people have died for nothing.
Yeah, make a knowledge check.
Of course. I'm from Kadira. But tales of hot deserts and shady oases can wait until the fighting's finished. But if you'd like to share a dinner and pleasant conversation, just say the word. I like making new friends.
Yeah, I don't think we've met.
I am Kayesi, one of the many here who seek a better fate, answering the call of Lady Jamandi. But
I
unlike
like
the others, I
tieflings,
never
okay.
dropped my guard, day or night. It's why I'm still alive. I don't know where you're heading, but I'll be at the entrance to the main hall. I think I saw
Sir,
some guards there.
We'll
Join me
meet you there.
if you wish.
Let's go. Where is the Inquisitor? There's he.
Brutus, I can sense your silhouette.
Oh,
hovering
you!
over
It's the
me.
dwarf from earlier.
It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion. That's impossible. Oh,
Cool.
it seems I will live.
Alright, we have a 5th party member. Who are you?
Sorry.
Well, you're the dwarf who always likes talking about dying, but what are you? Cleric, chaotic neutral. For a cleric, you really like thinking you're going to die. Alright team, move out. We'll meet up with that tiefling at the gate. Which is apparently right here.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
Sir, let's
Fire
go.
doesn't frighten me, thanks to hell's blood running in my veins. I'll go ahead.
They really
and
have to
wait for you
define
on the
what
other
hell
side.
is.
Catch up.
May Abadar keep you safe.
Okay. Go through the fire. Okay. Let's do that, I guess. Alright, oh. And so our adventure started, earlier and much more tragic than we'd expected. The whole team would gathered in the hall yesterday and reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Aun, and not at all by that scoundrel Takucio. I mean, what do you have a match to himself? Zamandi Eldorai was waiting for us, but to get to her we have to march through fire. Literally. As we approached the burning building, we... Drenching ourselves with buckets of water seems very ineffective. Covered our noses and mouths, sir. Sir, let's go. Everyone's just yelling at Tochusi. Oh right, the bard! This is the bard's book we're reading. I assume. That's how they're styling it, which is why everyone's hating the bard. Not the bard, the gnome. I have athletics. I don't have diplomacy. Oh, it shows the best character. So do I want the Scythe girl or the gnome? I don't like the gnome. So even though the gnome was more likely to succeed, let's just not use him. Oh no, we failed the athletics check. We probably would have passed the diplomacy, but I just don't like the gnome, so let's not do that. Collect all of them. And leave. So it looks like the Scythe girl took some damage from being in the fire. Oh, it's the Frost Giant Melia. Is he gonna cast Cone of Cold again? No. Let's go kill people. Are those all assassins? Those are all assassins. Who are you? Who are... A tower... Are you the guard captain? Oh no, right, the Pixobuck. Talk to the Tiefling, get her help. Okay, you're not helping.
Let us strike as one.
Everyone, get them.
Dare to attack me?
Repent!
It's going to pause so much because there are so many enemies.
Do not falter. Unworthy.
You are outmatched.
Get them. Go, hit them. I know that we have like spells and fantasy abilities, but for now, I'm just going to hit them repeatedly. Tactics, who needs them? What we do need is loot. Loot's very important. Hey, Jamandi, you were the one who sent us, right? Yes.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger, and that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us.
He did
You'll
nothing.
begin your
Just read
expedition
this
immediately.
totally unbiased book we have with us.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Irovetti's seal?
Yeah, I knew I
That's
couldn't
why
trust
he
you.
wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
Diplomacy +0. It says I already passed this, so I guess my skill exceeds the DC, so I guess that's the better option then.
Probably, yes. But this evidence is circumstantial at best. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
They both came to your aid, Lady Jamandi. But a liar's cunning knows no bounds. I've never met these two or their companions. For all I know, they're all conspiring spies.
How could you say that? We fought together.
My words might be rash.
I bet my life
It's okay, I
despises
forgive you.
anyone but
You're
this
good.
man.
Don't worry.
I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand.
Lady Eldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
We didn't take anything though. The game told us to, but I ignored it. We did nothing. So I guess go for the lawful neutral route?
An attack is no reason to break into rooms in someone else's house and pocket their property.
That was a sound decision. Sometimes one must act at one's own risk and peril, until crossing the boundaries of what is allowed. Showing initiative is no crime.
It is insane when faced with death to stop and question whether you may be breaking some law or rule. Even more insane would be to ask forgiveness for making the right decision. Sorry, but your words display a lack of wisdom.
I didn't break in at all, though.
Trick he pulled right before we came in here.
What trick?
He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already
Purple's
dead.
kinda sus.
Really, Tartuccio? You're seriously trying to blame someone for saving people from a fire?
There we go. That
May
was
Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as
God
a
is
true leader.
BD11 music.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life
I can't help
in
but notice
danger for
their
the
name
sake
is
of
in
some
yellow now.
servant.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
Can the tiefling come with me? Just to
Lady
request.
Eldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie.
If my leader allows, I would join his team. He seems a worthy commander.
Commanders, military leaders, all these laws and rules are but dust and vanity. I suppose I will accompany Tartuccio.
You're the cleric!
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak.
Well,
Those
you
like
3 go have fun.
Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
As for me, I know neither of these two. At least not well enough. And I have no wish to become an unwitting pawn to an unworthy leader.
Oh.
If Lady Jamandi allows, I'll remain in Restov and help mend the wounds this attack has inflicted.
No.
But who knows? The road may bring me to the stolen lands, but not yet.
No.
We don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
So
All right, we have 2 teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the stolen lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navakta's crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs.
I'm just saying, the tiefling
will take your team to Oleg
asked me
Levitin's
out to
trading
dinner
post.
and
He's
then
been
just didn't follow suit with that.
Staglord's bandits
They
for a
said,
while
oh, let's
now.
go have dinner.
There,
Keep sad
you'll be
after this.
provided
And then
with
nope.
all the necessary
They're just gonna
travel
leave me. I guess we're leaving them. But they're staying behind. So
I'd
I'm
like to
gonna
believe
blame
you,
them.
but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent,
you're the spy.
I hope you can forgive me this precaution.
Yeah,
While you're
sure.
away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The royal house of Sertova may also interfere in our plans.
I have
I've
3
met
months to
now.
work with. Okay.
Farewell. This battle was but the first.
Alright, let's go, I guess. I wanted the tiefling with me.
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, stolen lands. Heroes are on the way.
I just realized it's me and like 3 women. Of course, the one woman I actually wanted is not here, but I have every other one. Save. Okay, that's where we're going to end off, with the 4 of us on the road, with one of us pretty badly injured, and heading out to somewhere. And yeah, that was Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now. I'm saving again because I'm paranoid. Okay, bye for now.